What's it really like to fall in love with a Scorpio? Let's just say, it's never casual. This is the kind of love that grabs you, flips your world upside down, and leaves a permanent mark on your soul. Whether you're on a walk, driving, or just moving through your day, this episode is designed for you to listen and feel. Born to rule the depths. Scorpio is ruled by the 8th house, one of the most mysterious, intense, and often misunderstood placements in the Zodiac. This house governs physical intimacy, end of life, rebirth, transformation, power, and emotional intimacy. It's not light-hearted territory. It's shadow work. It's soul contracts. It's the stuff most people avoid. But Scorpio? They live there. They rule it. They thrive in it. They are the guardians of emotional truth. And you can feel it the moment they walk into a room. There's a stillness to them, an energy that pulls you in, even when they haven't said a word. Their presence demands your attention, not loudly, but magnetically, like the deep ocean pulling the tides, even when you can't see it happening. Scorpios move through the world with a kind of silent X-ray vision. They're always picking up on what isn't being said, the vibe beneath the words, the energy behind the smile, the fear behind the confidence. They notice it all. They feel it all. And while other signs might run from emotional complexity, Scorpio leans in. They need to understand you. Not on the surface, but at your core. They're not here for casual games or shallow interactions. That doesn't feed them. What does? Vulnerability, power, loyalty, raw, unfiltered emotions. Scorpio seeks the type of connection that alters both people, where both sides have to let their guard down and bear the parts of themselves that have never felt safe to share. And when they love, they love with a force that's almost primal. It's protective. It's consuming. It's sacred. Scorpio doesn't give their heart easily, but when they do, it's an all-or-nothing deal. Their intimacy is tied to trust, and that trust must be earned, not rushed. Because once they let you in, they let you all the way in. That's what makes Scorpio powerful. Their emotional depth isn't just a trait, it's a weapon, a gift, a responsibility. They don't just survive darkness, they understand it. And when you're loved by a Scorpio, you're not just seen, you're known. Romantic heat waves and hurricane hearts. Falling in love with a Scorpio doesn't feel like a rom-com, it feels like a storm. There's a heat that builds slowly at first, like the sun warming the pavement on a quiet afternoon. But then comes the thunder, the lightning, the undeniable pull that says, this is going to change you. There's something about their energy, bold but controlled, magnetic yet mysterious, that makes people lean in without even realizing it. And once you're caught in that orbit, it's hard to walk away. Scorpio doesn't do halfway. They don't flirt for fun. They don't date just to pass time. They're looking for something rare, intense, transformative. If it's not soul-shifting, it's not worth their energy. This is why their love feels like a heat wave, blistering in its passion, and capable of clearing out anything weak or fake in its path. When they lock eyes with you, it's like they already know your secrets. They don't need small talk. They need your truth. They crave the messy, beautiful, complicated layers of who you really are. But don't mistake their love for something soft or easy. It's not. Scorpio love is earned. It requires emotional bravery, vulnerability, the ability to meet them in the depths, not just skim the surface. And if you can't go there with them, they'll sense it. They'll retreat. Because as much as they crave connection, they refuse to settle for a connection that doesn't match their fire. Still, their love can feel like a hurricane. Sudden emotional shifts. Intensity that burns hot and fast. Power dynamics that rise and fall depending on how secure they feel. With Mars and Pluto as their ruling planets, there's always a little battle being waged between control and surrender, desire and fear, love and survival. They want to trust. But trust is earned, not given freely. At their best, Scorpio brings unforgettable romance, deep loyalty, a love that feels cosmic, a partner who will fight for you, protect you, and challenge you to evolve. But at their worst, jealousy, possessiveness, and emotional power plays can surface, especially if they sense disloyalty or deception. That's the paradox of loving a Scorpio. It's thrilling and terrifying, safe and wild, passionate and unpredictable. But one thing's for sure, you'll never forget it. Because when a Scorpio loves you, you're not just a chapter in their story. You become part of their mythology. Power play partnerships. Let's be honest. When Scorpio steps into a relationship, the question isn't if they're in charge. It's how long it'll take their partner to realize it. Scorpios are natural alphas. Not always loud or aggressive, but undeniably dominant in their own way. Their version of power is more like gravity. You don't see it, but you feel it in everything they do. They walk into a relationship like a strategist stepping onto a chessboard. Calculated, focused, already thinking 3 moves ahead. And while love isn't a game to them, power is part of the equation. They're independent, self-reliant, and incredibly aware of their worth. So when they choose to share space with someone, it's not out of need, it's out of desire. That's what makes it so intense. Scorpio doesn't settle for less. They want a partner who challenges them, stimulates them, and respects the quiet empire they've built around their emotional world. But here's where it gets deep. Scorpios don't just want passion. They want dominance and surrender. A relationship that's equal parts emotional intimacy and power exchange. Whether it's subtle or spoken, the energy of who's really in control lingers beneath their love stories. And believe it or not, they crave a partner strong enough to push back. Someone who won't break under pressure. Someone who brings just as much fire to the table. That said, if you do challenge them, prepare to go all in. Because when Scorpio feels emotionally safe, they're unbelievably generous. Loyal. Protective. They'll hold you down like nobody else. They'll match your ambition, support your dreams, and turn your bedroom into a sanctuary of pleasure and play. But if they feel threatened, disrespected, or outmaneuvered, that stinger comes out quick. And not always in the ways you expect. Sometimes it's silence. Other times it's control. Scorpio knows how to read people, and they know how to hit where it hurts. That's not to say they're cruel. It's that they feel everything so deeply, it's hard for them to disengage without leaving a mark. To love a Scorpio long-term, the secret is simple. Respect their power, and they'll share it with you. Show them you can handle their emotional intensity, and they'll soften. Give them space to lead, but never lose yourself in the process. That's what turns a power play into a true partnership. Because Scorpio doesn't want a follower. They want a co-creator, a co-conspirator, someone who's just as unapologetic, passionate, and real as they are. Love is strategy, passion is power. To fall in love with a Scorpio is to step into a realm where every emotion has weight, every moment is loaded with meaning, and nothing is ever accidental. Scorpio doesn't love by accident. They love with intention, with precision, with an intensity that most signs can't even begin to match. This isn't about cute dates or casual feelings. For Scorpio, love is both a battlefield and a sanctuary. It's where they're most powerful and most vulnerable. Every choice they make in love is part of a deeper strategy. Not to manipulate, but to protect, to control the chaos, to make sure their heart doesn't end up in the wrong hands. Because when they do give it away, it's all-consuming. Scorpio passion is not just physical, it's energetic, spiritual. It runs through the bloodstream like a slow burn that never really goes out. They don't dabble in desire, they drown in it. They want a love that transforms them, one that forces them to evolve. And they'll often unconsciously choose partners who bring just as much shadow work as they do chemistry. And here's the wild part, they love that. Scorpio thrives in the tension between control and surrender, between dominance and devotion. They want to feel everything, even the scary parts, because to them, that's what makes it real. Their water sign nature demands emotional depth, but their Mars-Pluto rulership adds a layer of drive that makes their love feel almost fated. Like no matter how much you fight it, you're meant to be in it. But make no mistake, Scorpio doesn't fall for just anyone. Their love is selective, strategic. They take their time to observe, to test, to see who's worthy of their truth. If you pass those hidden tests, you'll unlock a version of them most people will never get to see. Loyal, protective, fully committed, and deeply sensual in ways that go beyond the physical. Still, their passion can overwhelm. For partners who aren't ready for that emotional intensity, Scorpio love may feel like a roller coaster. Highs that feel euphoric, and lows that force you to confront your own fears. But for the brave, for those who can stay through the fire and the fog, the connection becomes unforgettable. It changes how you see love, how you see yourself. Because Scorpio doesn't just love you. They see you. And in being seen that deeply, flaws and all, you start to understand your own power, too. In a world of surface-level connections, Scorpio offers something rare, a bond that demands more, but gives even more in return. Scorpio and intimacy. We all know Scorpio's reputation, and yes, it's real. But what people miss is that for Scorpio, intimacy isn't just about X. It's about emotional nakedness. It's about revealing something sacred, something you don't show just anyone. Scorpio wants to feel you, know you, and connect with you on a level that goes beyond words. This is a sign that values emotional honesty more than surface attraction. When a Scorpio trusts you enough to open up, to share the truths that live deep beneath their surface, it's a gift. A rare one. They've already calculated the risks. They've already wondered if you'll flinch when you see the real them. Because their truth isn't always pretty. It's raw, intense, and layered. But it's also beautiful. And if you hold that space for them, if you meet their emotional depth with your own presence and patience, that's where the magic begins. Scorpio wants to explore, physically, emotionally, spiritually. They want intimacy that feels like transformation. Every shared glance, every slow touch, every quiet moment is laced with meaning. You'll feel like you're in a world that only the two of you understand. They don't just want to be seen, they want to be felt. And they want to feel you in return. They want to know what makes you ache, what scares you, what lights you up when no one's watching. And if you can't give them that, if you show up with half your heart, or wear a mask to protect your ego, they'll know. Scorpio has an emotional radar. They can feel when someone's not all in. And when that happens, they won't explode. They'll retreat, quietly, slowly, intentionally, until one day you realize they're not showing up with that same fire anymore, and the connection fades like smoke. This is why Scorpio love isn't for the faint of heart. It requires you to show up, to be present, to drop the filters and allow yourself to be seen, truly seen. Because when you meet them in that place of honesty and intensity, the bond becomes almost unbreakable. They don't need perfection. They need realness. And if you're brave enough to offer that, Scorpio will meet you with a level of loyalty, sensuality, and soul-deep connection that few people ever get to experience. It's not just intimacy. It's alchemy, the Scorpio seal of loyalty. Once a Scorpio gives you their loyalty, it's not casual. It's sacred. You don't just get a partner. You gain a protector, a confidant, a ride-or-die soul who'll walk through fire with you. Scorpio doesn't hand out their trust easily, but when they do, it's deep, unshakable. It's the kind of bond that can't be broken by distance or time. You feel it in the way they show up, for you, with you every time. They're not halfway lovers, not part-time friends. When they love hard. And when they commit, it's with their whole being, mind, body, soul. They'll go to war for you without question. They'll defend your name when you're not around. They'll notice when your mood shifts before you've even figured it out yourself. It's an instinct for them to protect and uplift the people they love. And they'll challenge you too. They'll push you to be better, to grow, to evolve. Not because they want to control you, but because they believe in your power, even when you don't. But loyalty with Scorpio isn't just about showing up. It's about reciprocity. They want someone who honors the connection with the same depth, the same consistency. Someone who doesn't take their loyalty for granted. Because here's the thing, they've been hurt. They've trusted the wrong people. They've been loyal to those who didn't deserve it. So by the time they trust you, it's not naive, it's intentional. It's a choice made after studying your actions, your energy, and your honesty. And if you ever break that trust, the change is silent, but it's final. Scorpio may forgive, but they rarely forget. It's not about revenge, it's about self-protection. Once they realize the love isn't mutual or safe, they'll shut the gates. Quietly, permanently. The same depth they gave you, it's now being redirected inward, where they rebuild in private. You won't get theatrics, you'll get distance. You'll feel the cold where there used to be fire. That's the paradox of Scorpio loyalty. It's fierce, but it has boundaries. They won't let you hurt them twice. They've seen too much, felt too deeply, survived too many storms. All they really want is something that feels real, that feels mutual, that feels like it's worth the risk of showing up fully, again and again. Give them that, and you'll have a partner who's not just loyal, but legendary. Someone who'll walk beside you through chaos and calm, who won't flinch when things get hard, and who'll never stop choosing you. That's the Scorpio seal, and once it's yours, it's one of the rarest things in the Zodiac. Loving a Scorpio means learning the language of depth. Loving a Scorpio isn't for the faint of heart. It's not surface level. It's not about quick thrills or temporary highs. It's a full body, full soul experience that demands presence, patience, and purpose. They don't fall in love just to pass time. They fall to transform, to merge, to truly know and be known. You don't get to skate by with empty words or shallow gestures. They see through it. They feel when something's off, even when you're trying to hide it. So if you're going to love a Scorpio, come with truth. Come with your fears. Come with your dreams. Come with your whole self, flaws and all. That's what they're waiting for. Not perfection, honesty. The thing about Scorpio energy is that it mirrors you. The more you open up, the more they do. The deeper you go, the more they'll let you in. But if you stay closed off or only show up halfway, you'll never get to the core of what makes them so magnetic, so healing, so unforgettable. Because yes, they are intense, but they're also some of the most loyal, soulful, intuitive people you'll ever meet. They want the kind of love that sets you both free by making you feel safe enough to be real. And in the end, if you earn that kind of love, you're not just getting a partner. You're gaining a mirror, a protector, a fire, a flood, a safe space and a storm. Someone who will see you, really see you, and still choose you again and again. That's the Scorpio experience. And if you're ready for it, it'll change you forever. If this episode resonated with you, whether you're a Scorpio or you've ever loved one, save it, share it, and take it with you on your next walk, your next drive, your next workout. These aren't just Zodiac traits. This is soul work. And you deserve love that's deep, bold, and real. Thanks for spending time here. Until next time, honor your depth, protect your heart, and don't be afraid to feel it all.